messages in that I thought people might want to react to, and some that I might want to react to. East London Gooner, who's in the chat, always in the chat, is a good guy, has said, so Will, what world-class players do Tottenham have? So I think this is in retaliation to your Arsenal don't have any world-class players comment.
He's on my case, this guy. Every comment.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah, no, he's good.
It's an obvious one for me to say, and that's Son. While many people may not agree that overall he's a world-class player, as like an overall player, I think there isn't anybody that I've ever seen that hasn't said that Son's not world-class at finishing, right? Arsenal don't even have any
finishing. Yes.
Yeah, Arsenal don't even have any players that are world-class in any specific aspect of the game. So. Look, we've already got Son right now.
Will's like the Pied Piper right now. All these little Arsenal people are coming from far and wide on the internet to come in.
Saka?
They're all going to turn up.
What's Saka world class at?
Saka's not world class.
Oh, nowhere near it.
Not for me.
Can I be honest?
Not even an aspect of his game, right?
Saka, for me, I find really listen, good player, right?
Good player, great player. I'd have him.
Of course, but.
Who's better in his position in the league?
Mo Salah by a mile.
Mo Salah, okay, yeah.
I like watching Diaby. I'll be honest, I like Diaby. I think he's a really good player.
Diaby ahead of Saka. Is that what
when Foden or Silva plays out there, I'd take them.
I think Saka's better than
Bowen's done it more consistently.
Saka's not better.
I think Saka's better than Bowen.
No.
Saka's
better than Foden.
I think he's better than Phil Foden, yeah.
At what?
Not for me.
I think he delivers for Arsenal. Consistent. I think he delivers for Arsenal. Like he helps them get results more than Foden does.
Yeah, but Foden would start week in, week out for Arsenal. Yeah. He doesn't start week in, week out for City. You can't
because Saka's good enough to start every game.
Indian Gooner
good enough to start every game, no?
Hold on, it's like the Indian Gooner. It's like the Indian Gooner in the chat saying that Gabriel Jesus has the same goals per 90 as Son over the last 5 years. That's because he was sitting on the bench for City and would come on and whack a goal every now and then.
If Spurs could sign tomorrow, either Foden, Saka, or Bowden, who are you taking?
Foden
for me.
Foden's the best young. But still, there's a difference, right? There's a difference.
Fair enough.
Bukayo Saka is a very good player. Bukayo Saka for me is the star player, so to speak. Actually, I think it's Saliba, but in terms of attacking wise, I think he's the star player in a rigid team. And what I mean by rigid, I don't mean their players are rigid. I mean that when you pick an 11 for Arsenal, we all know what it is. When you pick an 11 for Man City, right? Guardiola can go, right, one game, right, Grealish, you play this week. Right, actually, next week, Doku, you play there. Right, Foden, you go right this week. Right, you. But when I watch Foden, his ability on the ball, it is what it is. I'd like either of them instead of Kulu. Can I just say that? Is that
do you not think Saka's better for England as well than Foden?
I think he's played, but I think the difference is if you watch how England play, watch how the problem is when you're a Man City player, they play one way of football, right? We all know how they play. Imagine you play that week in, week out, that knowing you're going to make 700-800 passes a game or whatever they do, knowing you're going to have complete domination, knowing that you're going to have runners and interchanging. Then you go and play for Gareth Southgate and you know that there's none of that.
Okay, using the same argument then, Saka, who plays one way for Arsenal and delivers, can then adapt and play for Southgate and deliver there as well. So is he not?
I don't think Saka's been good for England. I don't know what.
What's he delivered? I'm sticking with Will. What's he delivered?
He's been better than Foden, surely.
No, neither of them have done anything for England.
Other than the Euro 2000, whatever it was, penalty miss. I think he's performed for England compared to Foden.
I just know who England's the Harry Kane show,
fan, right? I'm no Arsenal fan.
The Bellingham Harry Kane show. I haven't seen your wide players do anything for England.
I agree. I completely agree. For me, but look, let's get away from the Southgate England thing because England are boring. But back to Will's point, for me, the only one that I look at and think will be world class, out and out world class, is Saliba. And the words I used there was will be. I think Saliba is a top centre half. I think he's got all the attributes. I think we saw what happened when he came out of the team last year. And that's the biggest praise you can give someone, right, when they're not playing. I look at Saka and I think Saka's a really good player. But when we were growing up, guys, there was Sakas everywhere. These type of players were never considered world class. I think everywhere. Yeah. Now it's Saka's the star boy and Saka.
Yeah. I think Wilfried Zaha had a better career than Saka has so far. Like if you take the last 5 years or whatever, how many years they've been in,
but he's older,
years. I think Zaha's been better than Saka in the league, and Zaha's nowhere near world class.
I think this is for me. I always try and base it on this: is out of the Arsenal team. Let's use Arsenal because that's the one we're talking about right now. Who do Real Madrid buy tomorrow? William Saliba is probably the one. I'll look at it and go. If Real Madrid are going to go and buy a player from that team and that will become world class, I'm not saying he's right now, it's Saliba. I don't think would Real Madrid buy a Bukayo Saka tomorrow? Probably not. I don't think they look at anyone else in there. The only one they'd buy is a Saliba. Real Madrid's the pinnacle, right? That's how I look at it, right?
I agree. I mean, I look at is he a better footballer than Rodrigo? Is he probably the wrong way to look at it. No, you're right. You're right. If Real Madrid come calling at Arsenal, for me, you're right. They're going for Saliba. That's just my opinion. Stel, is Saka their first port of call?
No.
I think Declan Rice has got a good
No, he's not going to Real Madrid. Stop.
Real Madrid.
Yeah,
Declan Rice is a nobody player, dude. I'm sorry. He's a good.
Who's the holding mid for Real Madrid?
Is Declan Rice better than Tchouaméni? Camavinga?
Who's the holding mid for Real Madrid? Who's the holding mid?
Declan Rice twerking is just getting on my nerves, man.
Hello, wait. Who's the holding mid for Real Madrid?
Well, they mix it from game to game, don't they?
They normally play.
Modric sometimes sits in the angle. They've got in centre mid. They've got Modric, Cruz, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Jude Bellingham, and Valverde.
Yeah, but okay, 1 minute. Bellingham is more of an attacking player for me, so is Modric. Who's the more defensive-minded of those players?
But Modric doesn't. If you watch Madrid, Modric sits deep and just
nowadays he sits deeper now. He sits deeper.
Okay,
now.
So all right, fair enough. If Real Madrid don't play with a holding player as such, then no, Declan Rice wouldn't get in. If they don't play with that type of player, fair enough.
No, they play with a dynamic 8, right? So.
Yeah, good point.
Like a Basuma type player. Like a Basuma type player.
I think if Basuma plays 2 to 3 years like he's playing now, right? Like has 2 to 3 seasons like he's playing now, then Real Madrid will go for that Basuma over this Rice.
I think if Declan Rice gets injured, the drop off on Arsenal will be very significant, to say the least.
Because the rest of their midfield is dog shit.
But he's also performing well. Each game he's actually performing quite well, really well.
Yeah, but it's easy to perform when you're the only one performing in that midfield. It's easy to stand out when everyone else is horrible and you're the only one doing a job.
No, because Gareth Bale, he stood out for Spurs, but he was clearly brilliant.
So no. What I'm saying is, look at the games that they've played against competent midfields and tell me how many times Arsenal's midfield controlled that midfield. They didn't control it against us. They didn't control it against Chelsea. They didn't control it against even Fulham.
I think why he's in that team though, for his role, I think he does a very, very good job for Arsenal. I do. I think Declan Rice is doing a good job for Arsenal this season.
He's doing a good job, but good job doesn't mean that he's a good player. I think you've got. Højbjerg has done a good job.
No, Declan Rice is a good player. He is a good player.
I think he's a good player. I think Declan Rice is a really good player. I think this is what we do, right? I think he's a good player, but here's the question: is Declan Rice's performances so stand out that you go, he's the best midfielder on the park?
Perchy, I tell you what it is for me, okay? Right, Perchy, I'll tell you what it is for me. We as Spurs fans, and I'm not talking about us here, I'm talking about everyone, can't keep bigging up Spurs because we're top of the league, 26 points. And then the team two behind us, no, he's not that great. That player in his team's not that great. They're not that great. Hold on a minute.
But nobody's doing that.
Points behind us.
I get your point, but I'm not saying that. I'm not saying the rubbish.
Sabasolar at Liverpool, however you say his last name, I can't pronounce it. But he has been a better player in that midfield than Declan Rice has for Arsenal. Fact. He's been playing better for Liverpool. You put him in that Arsenal midfield, and you would see levels above what Declan Rice is doing in that Arsenal midfield, right? You put pre-World Cup Bentancur from last season in this Arsenal midfield, and he runs circles around what Declan Rice has been doing for this midfield.
Slightly different players. But
Declan Rice was very, very good for West Ham last season as well, right? I'm not just basing him out.
Was he, though? He had worse numbers than Højbjerg, though.
Hold on a minute. West Ham were trash, yet he still performed for me. Otherwise, why did Arsenal buy him? Why did Man City want him? Why did England have him?
Why did they buy Havertz?
I think he's a good player. But we can't keep doing this. We can't keep trashing Arsenal players on the basis that. But yet they're 2 points behind us. Yet all their players are shit. How's that possible? And yet we're going to praise Spurs. Players are great, and we're 2 points ahead.
They had the second easiest start of the season. 6 penalties and 3 deflected shots going in the goal.
We had the easiest, Will. We had the easiest start.
Yeah, but we were talking almost exactly the same difficulty for us and them.
So back to my point. We can't
because they played City.
I don't understand the logic of we praise Spurs, rightly so, by the way. Rightly so, we should praise Spurs and our players. But then the team 2 points behind us, we're not going to praise their players. They're only 2 points off us. They've clearly done really, really well.
No. Still, I think we're slightly sliding away from the actual point of it.
I hate Arsenal. I hate them. But I've got to give them respect. They're 2 points behind us.
I've watched every Arsenal game this season. Every single one. They have not played well bar Bournemouth and Sheffield United.
No,
2 out of 10 games they played.
We praise our players who are 2 points ahead.
We've played good football.
But one second, I'll give credence to what Stel's saying here, just on this matter. I agree. I think we're moving away from the matter. What we're saying is Declan Rice world class? I think that was the argument.
It was which player would go to Real Madrid?
Yeah, I don't think Real Madrid go in for wouldn't sign a Declan Rice. I think they could get better, right? But I think this is the one for me, right, with Arsenal. I agree with you, by the way. We can't be downplaying what Arsenal are doing. I think use the slight comparisons. Look what they did to Sheffield United and look what happened with us against Sheffield United.